Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents, and welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your certified Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you a video of the type that I have not done yet on this channel, and that is to mix or not to mix. That is the question. So I have a whole bunch of things here on my table that I either consider really good mixers with many things, or there are specific mixes of certain bars that go together, and I also just wanted to talk to you about why mix rather than not, and what is appropriate to mix. Maybe it's because you want to fix something that you don't care for, maybe it's because adding two equally wonderful scents together to create something new is fun, or some of them, which we'll talk about at the end, I wouldn't mix because I think they're just perfect the way that they are. But I wanted to start with the pile of bars that I usually purchase specifically for mixing with others. And the first ones are in a brick because I go through so much of it either by itself or as a mix. So those would be, and my absolute top mixer of all time is Sugar Cookie, because this is a bakery scent that is light and it is very vanilla-y and it has just that little bit of baked goods cookiness to it that makes it delightful. It is just wonderful. It doesn't get Play-Doh-y, it doesn't get weird, it's just sweet, light, wonderful bakery cookie vanilla. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this entire brick out of here, but I'm going to try. So let's see. There we go. So here is an entire brick of Sugar Cookie. Oh, and it smells so good. It smells like the dough that you just got out from chilling it so you could roll it out for your Christmas sugar cookies. And it is wonderful. So this is my absolute all-time favorite mix recommendation for many, many things. Probably not for fresh or maybe, something along those lines, but for fruity, for woodsy, for bakery, you really cannot go wrong with this bar or this brick. Now, right now, you can only get this as a brick in Scentsy Club. When August 1st comes, thankfully, Sugar Cookie will be back in the catalog as a bar. But if you want to get your hands on it before then, or you want this much of it, you need to start a Scentsy Club. If you do not have a consultant and you're looking for a place to park a Scentsy Club, I would love you to go on my website, Wafting Wonderful Wax, and start a Scentsy Club, which is not difficult, and you can get bricks of many of our classic scents. So then my runner-up for versatility when it comes to mixing is also another brick, which you can get as a bar right now, and that is Vanilla Bean Buttercream. Now this is my number 2 because sometimes Vanilla Bean Buttercream gets a little Play-Doh-y for me. And this one is more rich. This one is a good mixer for very heavy, overly assertive scents in the fall, I will say that. So this is really, really nice. It's a heavy hitter, it's deeper. So it's got the butteriness rather than the lightness and the vanilla quality of Sugar Cookie. So this is a winner, and I mix it with all sorts of stuff. So then after that, these are just bars that I personally love to mix with other things. So first off is one of my all-time favorites, even by itself, and that is Around the Campfire. This is a scent that is so good to mix with so many things if you want to amp up a smoky quality. And Around the Campfire to me is the perfect fall wood, sweet sap, and smoky bonfire smell. Some people do not care for it. They find it to be overpowering. For me, it is one that I enjoy all by itself, and then I love it with a few other things. So I will share those specific mixes after I get through my pile of bars that I would have specifically for mixing. Another one, which is also excellent on its own, is Squeeze the Day. This is my go-to when we're talking about fruity mixes. I love this scent all by itself. It's my husband's absolute favorite. And again, this one will be going away and then not available August 1st unless you want to get it as a brick in Scentsy Club. So right now you could do a brick or a bar depending on if you have access to the bricks in Scentsy Club. This is just lemon with the tiniest touch of vanilla, and it mixes with all sorts of things. Another one, which you would have to have in your club, which is like the ultimate mixer, and it's also amazing on its own, is Toasted Marshmallow. Oh my gosh. This bar is so good with so many things. So I'll share like my top couple mixes with it. I hope we get this back and bring back my bar. It wasn't even available for our last Bring Back My Bar voting, which was so sad. But this is like malt and toastiness and marshmallowy gooey goodness. So good. Okay, another one which is an amazing mixer is another Bring Back My Bar, and that is Simply Vanilla. Now this one comes around often enough, every 2 to 3 years it seems to, in Bring Back My Bar, that I don't feel too bad telling you about this. I'm sure it will show up again in the not too distant future. This is vanilla without bakery, and it mixes with just about everything else you can possibly think of. And then last but not least, I have my favorite herbal mix. Oh, I do have one more, a spice bar, and another bakery bar actually. French vanilla here. No, French lavender here. Having a day. French lavender is such a wonderful one note, just nice and sharp and clean bar. This would mix with a lot of other things, and we can talk about that in a little bit, especially if you wanted to amp up the clean and cuddly comfort factor. Oh, so good. Okay, so I got 2 more that are like my standard mixer bars. Welcome Home, I don't love by itself, but it is a gentle, really good baseline spice, and so it goes very well with many things that need a little bit of spice. It's just so nice. This one smells the most like the craft store to me. Everybody talks about how spice smells all smell like craft stores. Well, this one to me really does. It smells like Michael's or Hobby Lobby in the fall. It's perfect, it's beautiful, and it's a great mixer. And then here's another one that, yes, you would have had to have it in your club because it was a BB&B. Oats and Honey is like the best mixer when it comes to a bakery bar. This is gentle, it's buttery, it really smells like that topping that you make to put on any kind of crisp or crumble. And it is oat, it's a little bit of honey, and it's all that golden brown toastiness, so it goes with everything. So, now, there are 2 different ways that we can mix. We can mix directly, cube to cube, in a warmer, which is what the majority of these suggestions are going to be. And then I'm going to talk about how you evaluate mixing what we call alternate warmer mixes in a room. So let's start with those direct mixes. When you're doing direct mixing in a warmer, you're either trying to correct something that you didn't like about a bar that you got, or you're trying to create a scent profile that you can't get by itself, or trying to recreate something that maybe you like a bar, but you want to see if you can get away with a mix so you don't have to keep carrying it in your club. As an example, with vanilla lavender, people have been trying to mix that. You can take, to create it, you can take Simply Vanilla and French lavender and get a beautiful vanilla lavender scent. I personally like whipped vanilla lavender better, so I keep carrying it in my club, but at some point I'll get sick of it, and I will need to trim my club down, and that one will probably leave. And then down the road, these 2 will get mixed in a warmer, and I have that beautiful, lovely lavender and vanilla scent, and I don't have to carry an extra special bar. Another one that is really, really good. This is so good, and these are 2 of the mix bars that I just mentioned. Around the Campfire and Toasted Marshmallow. It's so close to Marshmallow Fireside. Now, some people have left comments on the channel that they don't really like Around the Campfire, so they just use Toasted Marshmallow, and that's great. But for any of us that are addicted to Around the Campfire, these 2 together are rock star, and they make almost spot on, in my opinion, that candle. All right, now, Squeeze the Day goes with like everything, but a couple of my favorites are, where'd it go? Pink rhubarb sugar. I just mixed this cube to cube in a warmer. Beautiful. It really brought down the overly sweet quality of the pink rhubarb sugar and made just a really nice lemony berry scent in the house. It was great. So this one has raspberry, it's got strawberry, it's got the rhubarb, and a little bit of lemon sugar. So it mixes very, very nicely with Squeeze the Day to give you that type of a nice even scent, and it did a good job throwing throughout the room. Another thing that I really like to do with Squeeze the Day is a bar that I don't think I have any more of, and that is Orange Dreamsicle. Squeeze the Day and Orange Dreamsicle together makes the most amazing citrus scent. I think it's better than Sunkissed Citrus. I think it's better than Tangerine Creamsicle in a sense. I love Tangerine Creamsicle for the creamsicle quality of it. Like by itself, I wouldn't mix that with anything. It's a perfect bar. But Orange Dreamsicle is similar to Tangerine Creamsicle, but I don't really like it. So adding Squeeze the Day to that, fabulous, fabulous mix. Okay, another mix that I really, really like where it is directly in a warmer is going to be your Toasted Marshmallow. And if you don't have this, I think with this particular one you can get away with a sugar cookie and Big Hero 6. So Big Hero 6 is really strong. You might even want to do a cube of toasted marshmallow to half a cube of Big Hero 6, but there's supposed to be marshmallow in Big Hero 6, and I don't really get it until you add some other bakery to it, and then it's such a good performer. It's super strong. It actually ended up being similar to the red, white, and berry pie. When you mix a couple of these, maybe throw in some sugar cookie too to get the crust note, very, very similar, and that way you don't have to carry a red, white, and berry pie in your club if you already have this. This one's another LTO though, so you may not have it. Okay, another one of my like absolute favorites, if I had to give you 5 mixes, Around the Campfire and Cinnamon Bear makes the most amazing winter hearth you have ever smelled. It is so good. It's smoky, it's wintry, it's deep. And Cinnamon Bear, believe it or not, for a spice scent that isn't Welcome Home, which I know is probably more accepted by more people, I really like mixing Cinnamon Bear with things around Christmas and in the wintertime because Cinnamon Bear is such a pure cinnamon. Cinnamon and clove, which I love even more, actually it's clove and cinnamon if you read it on the label. That one I absolutely love, but it is so strong that I find it difficult to mix. And I wouldn't mess with it anyway, it's one of my top 10 bars of all time. But Cinnamon Bear is excellent and very, very good with other things. If you liked Cozy Fireside, which you've heard me talk about, this is not the same because it misses that smoky ginger quality that makes Cozy Fireside so good, but there are similarities with this mix that are excellent. I would call this Winter's Hearth if I were to name a mix, and most of these I'm not going to get cheesy like that, but this is so good. Okay, another one where this is more of the, oh gosh, I have this bar, I thought I liked it, now that it's sat, it's gotten super strong, and I really don't like it that much anymore, is the Huckleberry and Clementine. Now, I really like the scent profile. The problem is, it's gotten so strong as I have been letting it sit and cure that I put in 2 cubes this morning in the house, and I'm like, ugh. And I like my scent pretty strong. So, I added half a cube of oodles of orange. And with this one, what I was trying to do was draw out the clementine note in this to tame some of the other wild strawberry vine, and it was just so assertive. This exactly did the trick. Half a cube of oodles of orange plus the whole cube of Huckleberry and Clementine. Beautiful summery scent in the room, and it fixed or corrected an issue where I wasn't super happy with what I was smelling. Now, sometimes you can try a mix and all you do is ruin your wax, but more of the time than not, if you pay attention to the scent notes that you're trying to enhance or correct, you get a better mix and you can enjoy the wax that you didn't like so much before. Okay, another couple of bars where I like to mix them with and then fill in the blank. Oats and honey is good with all sorts of things, but in a warmer directly, 1 cube to 1 cube, oats and honey and buckleberry are a very nice combination if you want to get more bakery out of your buckleberry. So the oats and honey is smooth and golden brown, like I said, and then you put in some buckleberry, and maybe even just a half a cube of buckleberry to 1 cube of oats and honey if you want a lot more of the bakery. I love buckleberry by itself, but it is one of those scents that I think for most people is preferable with some mixing. And if you don't want to mix directly in warmer, the other type of mixing, which is where you just, in the same space, you put cubes of one type of scent in one warmer, and then in another part of the space you put cubes of the other scent, and you kind of alternate. Even all throughout the house you can do that. I would do French toast and buckleberry if they were separated and not mixing in the same warmer, because they're both assertive and they make the most wonderful, I don't have French toast out here on the table, but most wonderful early fall bakery scent. Okay, now another one where I am not as much in love with this as I was hoping. Caramel Pear Crisp. It's okay, it's definitely summery. But there's nectarine, there's pear. This one feels so 90s to me. It feels like I just walked into Fall Bath and Body Works. So I put oats and honey with that, and then it makes more of a crumble topped, really nice summer peach pie, and it's very, very nice. So that's another one where I guess I'm correcting a scent. Okay, now here is a mix where it's equal parts that just brought inspiration. This I can credit to Robin H. And that is graham cracker crunch and sugared strawberry. This is so good. It's like happy peanut butter and jelly, and we're getting graham cracker crunch back on August 1st. So if you don't have a bar of sugared strawberry and you want to try this, either put it in your club or grab a couple and do an order before the end of the month, because this will be going away. So these two together, fantastic, wonderful, happy, very childhood type smell. Very, very nice. And for me, Graham Cracker Crunch is better as an actual mixer. A lot of people love this. It just doesn't hold up in my home very well. It's a good scent. It just doesn't last. So it does a ton better when I mix it with things. All right, another mix that is just like helpful to tame something is lemon drizzle cake, which is like super assertive lemon. It's supposed to smell like cake, right? Well, no, it smells like lemon syrup on steroids and just this little bit of sort of, it's supposed to be bakery. It's kind of like Huckleberry. It's one of those scents where it's super strong, super saturated, and you wanted something different out of it than what you got. So what do you put with it? With this one, I absolutely love these together. Lemon drizzle cake and sugar cookie completely gives you that bakery feeling. It is so nice and it lasts because that lemon drizzle cake is strong and it goes for a couple days. It's very, very good. So another one that I like to mix, I have a brick of walnut raisin muffin from a flash sale where they were trying to deal with the whole get rid of all these extra consultant kit things. I wasn't even a consultant at this time, where during 2020 everything got kind of crazy. And we had this flash sale where there was all these bricks from when they had done these weird consultant kits where a brick came instead of all the bars. So I grabbed one of these, and it's a nice scent. Like, it's a good scent. But I feel as though this needs some spice. So this is one where I reached for Welcome Home, and I put the two of these, 1 cube to 1 cube in a warmer. Beautiful, very nice for a rainy day in the fall where you don't want something that's super assertive and you just want to sort of feel relaxed in your house. Really good. And some of you may have gotten bars of this in one of our flash sales recently because I think that they were there. So this would be a really good mix if walnut raisin muffin doesn't have quite enough oomph for you when you get it. Okay, what else do we have here? One of my favorite mixes for fall. Cedar Cider is amazing all by itself. It's a classic. I'm not saying you need to fix it, but if you find it a little bit strong, because it can be, this one has vanilla bean in the nose. So I mix it probably half a cube of vanilla bean buttercream to a cube of Cedar Cider to start with vanilla bean buttercream. It just mellows it out. The hair, it is so beautiful. I absolutely love this mix. One of my favorites for fall. Okay, now what else do we have here? All of those were in the same warmer. Now I think we're going to be moving on to, I've got a couple more that are in the same warmer. No. This is one of my absolute favorites for summertime. Lemon sorbet by itself isn't one that I'm in love with. I much prefer squeeze the day. But when you mix it with watermelon tangerine, you get watermelon lemonade. It is so, so good. So I really just keep lemon sorbet to mix. And then this one was going to be my bridge, my transition. Lemon sorbet is amazing in alternate warmers with sand swept, because sand swept for me gets a little bit strong. It is a very tailored, very kind of serious fresh scent. It's very nice, but I just need to lighten it up a little bit to really enjoy it. So alternating warmers with lemon sorbet draws the pink lemon grove out of the description in this, which this is like sandstone and cliffs that have salty sea air and a little bit of that lemon. So, so good. So these two together, absolutely amazing in your house. Alternate warmers. I don't think if you mix this that you're going to get as good of a performance out of sand swept. I don't know that. It's just a guess, but I think I'd prefer these to just mix in the air in the space. All right, now let's move on to things that I would want to pair, where you're creating atmosphere in your home where the scents are complementing each other and balancing each other, but they're not actually mixing in the same warmer. So at the moment, all of us consultants are giving you completely different feedback on the Island Days collection. This one is really interesting because I'm listening to all of my friends and acquaintances and cracking up. None of us can basically agree on any of these bars. Some of us love certain ones and some of us hate certain ones. I really love the tiare and coconut. I'm probably very much in the minority here, but I like Lush Gardenia, and it's taken me a long time, but I've come along to really like Coconuts for Coconuts too. Now that one is so strong, you don't need much of it. But the tiare and coconut is very similar in the fact that it's a really heady, strong summer floral. So if you like this, and you're just thinking it's a little bit too strong, but you can handle it in the house when you get your Island Days in a couple weeks. If you have coconut lemongrass, it checks the headiness of the tiare and coconut. Because instead of enhancing the floral quality, it brings out the citrus and the coconut that's also in that bar. And you could probably even mix those in the same warmer, but I wouldn't just because I love the tiare so much. But coconut lemongrass has so many compatible notes that sort of tone down and tame this crazy, extremely strong, and for me, just wonderful island, like floral perfume on steroids kind of a bar. All right. What else do I have here? Oops, I forgot one that is a direct mix. This is 1 cube to 1 cube in warmer. I really don't care for Pretty and Plaid. Now, don't get me wrong, I like almost every tree scent that Scentsy's ever made. I love my tree scents. This one, though, I just never really loved this. This is like wintergreen and cranberry and a bunch of other kitchen sink stuff for winter. It's deep and dark in a way that I just don't love. But it has cranberry in it. So I mix it cube to cube with snow-kissed cranberry. And I know both of these are retired, but it's more like if you had them kicking around and they're not your favorites, this is a nice way to get through your Pretty and Plaid. Some of you might even have a brick of that to get through. So, Snow-Kissed Cranberry was in the catalog for a couple seasons. It started out as Scent of the Month in November, I think. It's beautiful. It's very light, though. So it surprised me when I mixed the two of these, how nicely it countered the Pretty and Plaid and drew out the cranberry so that this is actually pretty good, and I do look forward to melting that. This is all I've got left, though, Pretty and Plaid. I'm almost done. It's one of those where it just never quite seems to see the bottom of the clam. You're like, am I done with that yet? Because I hate throwing out wax. I only do it if I really can't stand the scent. Okay. Oh, here's another one where you could do it either way. So I guess I'm sort of blurring the lines on what we're mixing in a warmer and what we're just doing alternate warmers, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, the other day I heard, I think it was Hannah Blazin, I want to give credit to the right person, explain that Bonfire Beach and Vanilla Waves were amazing together. So my ears perked up because until just about a month ago, I wasn't a fan of Vanilla Waves. This is what changed my mind. So we did Vanilla Waves in alternate warmers with Bonfire Beach, and you could also mix this one totally in a warmer. Oh my goodness, it's like the light bulb went on. I don't know what happened. This mix made me fall in love with Vanilla Waves, so much so that my younger daughter got me to put it in our club. Can you believe it? Oh, it's so good. So the salty quality that's in both of these bars, the saltedness and then sort of the marshmallowy vanilla-iness, that is the tie-in note that allows these two to be absolutely complementary to each other. Great, great mix. If you are curious, absolutely order some of these before they go away and August 1st starts the new catalog. It's so good. Okay, so then your Vanilla Waves. I found out the other day in my basement, it is good at taming Vanilla Blackberry. And Vanilla Blackberry, whoo boy, that is a strong scent. I like it, but many people didn't. So if you are feeling like a Pretty and Plaid dilemma, like, oh my gosh, I've still got all this Vanilla Blackberry from my kit or whatever, and I don't know what to do with it, melt it with Vanilla Waves. I did them in alternate warmers. I don't know how they would do mixing in the same warmer, but it really did a good job kind of tamping down the crazy assertive quality of Vanilla Blackberry. It's got cedar in it, and I like that, but a lot of people don't. Okay, what else do I have here that I wanted to talk about? Oh, least successful mix. I figured I'd throw that in. Don't mix these. It didn't work. Least successful mix, because what I was trying to do, I was trying to recreate French Kiss. Oh, this is such a good bar. Now, this is a case in point. I would never mix French Kiss with anything. It's too perfect. There are some bars at the end here that I'm just going to be like, don't mix these. Just use them by themselves. Oh, French Kiss is so good. It's like this light, sultry, September, caramel, coconut, fig, beautiful, relaxing smell. So, I didn't have much of that until we had, I think that I got in the March flash sale. We've had so many flash sales lately that they're all blending together on me. Anyway, I tried to recreate that by doing Midnight Fig and Salted Caramel Cupcake. It was a train wreck. It did not work. The Midnight Fig is like musky and assertive. It's a great smell. I love it. But I wanted to try to sweeten it up and sort of give it that French Kiss feel. And the Salted Caramel Cupcake, oh, it was just bad. So don't do that. Anyway, I think I'm sort of waxing long on this particular video, but you get the point. Look for things that have similarities, like vanilla bourbon and maple apple bourbon. These two in alternating warmers. You're going to smell the maple apple bourbon much more because it's more assertive, but that would be such a beautiful combination in a room or in a couple of rooms. Another one that I think would be fantastic for the fall, if you still have it in your club, Butter Pecan has all that wonderful roasty toasty pecan in it, and then sort of an ice cream base. Pumpkin roll is far more bakery-like cake, but it has pecans and cream cheese frosting and the actual pumpkin spice roll cake in the notes. So both of these together, I think, would give you such a wonderful pecan, like as the highlight in a room for a day or a couple of days or however long you wanted to try to baby this kind of thing along. Most of the time, I do one smell or a couple of smells for a whole 24 hours, and if I feel like the next morning it's still going okay, I'll throw in a couple extra cubes of something in the house to kind of push that scent along, and I won't change all the wax. But most of the time, I will change the wax every 24 hours. These would probably be a 24-hour melt. Okay, and then one that I just discovered, which was so nice, that one of these will be going away August 1st. Amazon Rain, which stays in the catalog and it's a classic. It has all this wonderful creamy tropical kind of quality, and Paradise Petals. Oh man, they both have orange, and they both have white florals, I believe. So good together. Oh my gosh, because they just amped each other up more, because these are both softer bars. Absolutely incredible. Can't wait to melt these two on the same day again. All right, and then last but not least, a few bars that I just don't mix with other things. I will give a room just this in the warmers, and then maybe if I want to do something similar or complementary, it'll be in a separate room, or I'll do 2 or 3 rooms with just this one scent, because some scents are just not meant to be messed with. First and foremost, I think Cider Mill is too perfect to really do anything with. This is probably the best fall scent Scentsy makes, in the sense of being classic and being appealing to everyone. I just wouldn't mess with this. It is perfection. Another one that I feel like just wouldn't benefit from mixing is Apple Cherry Strudel, because again, this isn't a great performer, but the scent profile is incredible. So this is apple and cherry, and Cider Mill is just smooth cider and pumpkin and the tiniest bit of spices and apples. It smells like you're at the orchard. So Apple Cherry Strudel is like you're at the fall bakery and the pie just came out of the oven, or the strudel just came out of the oven. It is phenomenal. So I don't think you could do any improving on this. You'd probably wreck it if you put it with something else. Another one, which is sadly retired, is Honey Pear Cider. And this one I wouldn't mix, and I wouldn't crowd the room with other scents because it is gentle, but very beautiful. So this one, I hope that you got it when there was some in clearance last year, or you were smart and put it in your club. I didn't. I have like 10 of them now from the clearance haul from last fall. So pretty. So it's a really gentle pear cider with just a little bit of spice, very faint amount of spice, and some honey. Gorgeous. I guess if I would recommend that you do something in an adjacent room, this would be good with oats and honey in an adjacent room, because it's also very gentle and wouldn't overtake this. Okay, another one, and this will be my last because I'm realizing my video is going a little long. This amazing lemon coconut chiffon. This is like the Rockstar bar from our last BBMB. And I love Love and Happiness even more as far as like all year round, but this bar, as far as something I'd been waiting for Scentsy to produce this scent profile, this lemon coconut chiffon, don't touch it. Don't do anything to it. Just fill your whole house with lemon coconut chiffon and you will be a happy, happy person. So I think that's about it. So I gave you my favorite mixes. I gave you the difference between mixing in a warmer, where that is to either enhance or correct something. Then you're looking at things that are complementary, that sort of draw complementary notes out into the air. Ooh, I did miss one more. Put it in alternating warmers mix. This is phenomenal. Appletini Splash and Blue Grotto. They both have that super bright green quality. Oh my goodness, this was so good. I did not want to forget this one. So, you guys should see what started out as an organized grouping of bars here is now like looks like a toddler played with it mess. Oh, these two are so good together. So what I was trying to say though before I got distracted is when you're doing the alternate warmers, look for things that complement or draw a note out that's in both, like they share something. And you can also do that with up to 3 scents. I do sometimes like scent flights, like I'll do all different pumpkin in different rooms. I just did it the other day to compare the like aquatic scents. I did Atlantic Air and the New Salted Bergamot Breeze and By the Sea in different spaces. And then I could walk in between them and compare notes, sort of like one of Robin's wonderful wax wars, but she does hers very scientifically. I just kind of throw things in a warmer and run around the house. But anyway, that is everything I have for you. I hope that you guys had a great time. To mix or not to mix? Are you a mixer? Are you an alternate warmer mixer? Are you an in the same warmer mixer? Or are you against mixing because you just like your bars the way that they are? Leave me a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.